Money is the root of all evil. Money is not everything. Money can't buy happiness. These are just some of the many sayings we hear about money and how it relates to our lives. But what if they're not true? Money is a very delicate issue. For many people, this issue can be contentious, and they would rather avoid the topic altogether and focus solely on earning and spending it. There are two types of people: those who increase their wealth and those who lose it. In this video, I will share with you 10 mistakes you must avoid at all costs. And if you're new to the channel, then hit the subscribe button below for more life-changing content. Keeping money isn't as easy as making it. It's not uncommon to see people who come into holidays, inheritance, lottery, or other windfalls and lose the money before they know it. A good example of someone who made a lot of money. Mike Tyson, despite earning over $300 million in his career in 2003, he declared bankruptcy and was reported to be in more than $20 million worth of debt. Needless to say, mistakes with money happen, and these mistakes can cripple your finances, no matter how much money you make. So let's get into the 10 mistakes that you must avoid. Number 1. Overspending on unnecessary items. Many people spend more money than they need to on things that they don't really need. You might be overspending on items like cable TV, coffee, clothes, or even your cell phone plan. You can reduce your spending by doing things like buying used clothing and furniture, cutting back on coffee, or making your own at home and switching to a cheaper cell phone plan. Rather than buying a coffee every morning, you can drink tea or coffee brewed with cold water at home. Number 2. Ignoring the downside of quick cash. The downside of quick cash is that it can often lead to a lot of debt. This is because people often use the money they are given to pay off their debts. But this means that they will still have high levels of debt in the future, and the cycle continues. People need to be more careful when accepting quick cash offers because they can lead to a lifetime of debt. What to do if you have been offered quick cash? If someone has offered quick cash, then it is a sign that they may not be trustworthy. If you are in a desperate situation and cannot find another solution, then it might be worth accepting the offer. However, this should only be done with extreme caution and on an emergency basis. Number 3. Saving too little or too much. There is a Goldilocks amount. The amount of money you save is a personal choice that should be based on your needs, goals, and income. There are two types of people who save too little or too much. The first type of savers are the people who have never been introduced to personal finance and have never learned how to manage their money. The second type is people who have been very successful in life and spend what they earn quickly rather than saving for rainy days. It's important not to fall into the trap of making one too little or too much mistake when it comes to saving your hard-earned cash. Save what you can, where you can. Number 4. Not planning ahead enough for emergencies and expenses. Emergencies happen when we least expect them. Many people are not prepared for emergencies and end up spending a lot of money on things they don't need. For example, if you are not prepared for a car breakdown, you might end up spending $100 on repairs because the car was not maintained properly. This is why it is important to plan ahead and make sure that you have a safety net in case an emergency happens. You don't need to spend your entire life planning for the future, or spend a fortune doing so. But you should have a rough idea of what's coming and how much it might cost. It is often said that opportunity may knock only once, but temptation bangs on your door every day. With all the temptations out there and our natural tendency to procrastinate, it's easy to get off track with our money goals, especially if we're not careful. So, when a question comes up about what you should save for, these are some tips to help you get started. You need to figure out how much your future self is worth. Knowing how much your future self is worth can be helpful in determining the type of investments that will make sense for your goals and risk tolerance. Number 5, thinking you can't afford to invest in your future. The future is not something to be feared, but rather embraced. The future is what we make it, and that starts with the choices we make today. Choosing to invest in your future can seem daunting and expensive, but it doesn't have to be. There are many ways to start investing for your retirement without breaking the bank. This section focuses on how people can start investing for their future without breaking the bank with retirement savings accounts, stocks, and bonds. It's very common for people in their 20s and 30s to believe they can't really afford to invest in the future. In reality, the earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow and compound. Number 6, spending on drugs or cigarettes in college may have been fun and seemed harmless at the time, but now you're probably regretting it. But the truth is that constant use can have negative effects on both your health and your wallet. If you calculate how much drug and cigarette users spend in a week or a year, you'll see that many of them are hamstrung. They are unable to reach financial freedom. For example, a pack of cigarettes costs $9.08, and many smokers smoke a pack a day. This amounts to $3,305.12 a year. The same amount of money could cover the property taxes on your home or a 2-week vacation, but sadly many drug and cigarette users fall into this habit through curiosity and peer pressure. The end result of this habit is a hefty fall both in your health and your wealth in the long term. As such, try to avoid spending on these items as best you can. Number 7, spend less than you make. This can be tempting to do, especially as a young adult. It can be tempting to blow your money right out of college. When you are making a consistent income for the first time in your life, buying that new car, moving into a new house, and flying first class are all appealing things to do. But the problem with them is that you tend to end up living paycheck to paycheck. If your income can't cover these costs, this issue can be likened to lifestyle inflation, whereby an increase in earning will cause you to increase your living expenses. An increase in paycheck shouldn't warrant you to increase your cost of living. Number 8, not investing wisely. Investments can be really tricky. And many people put their money into things based on tips from friends or a strong conviction that the prices of popular stocks will keep going up. One type of asset that just about everyone seems keen on these days is real estate. Many people think that once they own an investment property, that they'll be financially set. They think that every month rent payments will just start rolling in and their income will exponentially increase. Unfortunately, this is not always the case. Sometimes tenants missed payments, appliances break, or the value of your property declines like all types of investments. There is risk involved for the wise investor. Number 9, following, get-rich-quick schemes. Get-rich-quick schemes are one of the surest ways of losing your money. As the saying goes, quick money brings quick problems, and following a money scheme is bound to get you in trouble. Get-rich-quick schemes include things like Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes, and make money overnight offers, and are all set up to make the scheme originator rich by taking your hard-earned money. If you're looking into new business ventures and see opportunities that promise high returns with small risk, then tread with caution. Think of it like this. If it takes 20 years in a career to make $200,000 and a new venture is saying that you can make that amount of money in a year, then if it was legitimate, wouldn't everyone be doing it? In short, when it comes to making money fast, always employ your best judgment before signing on the dotted line. Number 10, having just one source of income. For most people, having a sole source of income is a way of life. And this income usually comes in the form of a salary. Unfortunately, jobs aren't as secure as people perceive them to be. In fact, in 2018 alone, US businesses laid off more than 21 million people. Meaning that if your job was the only way you made money, then all of a sudden your cash and flow came to a halt. When it comes to income sources, you need to think of yourself as a tree. They have different branches producing flowers and fruits. And so should you. You should keep developing and learning new ways to let your income work for you. This is not only wise, but a safe way to help you sleep at night. Now that you've learned how to use your money the right way, watch this video now about why as students will end up working for C students.